Hi everyone, welcome to vlog number 10. This is Angie from Angie's Garden and I'm here today on the allotment with my little helper who's been doing lots of hard work, probably more work than me. And we've been planting out some broad beans, we've been barrowing manure, we've been moving sticks off the compost and turning it because we desperately need more compost on the allotment and we don't really want to keep buying it. So we're trying our best to make some more. But we've not been very good at it. We've been a bit lazy and put too many sticks in it, haven't we?
Yeah,
very sticky. So we have been removing the sticks. And what have you been making?
Carrot tapes.
Carrot tapes. So we'll show you how to make those. And we've been sowing some seeds. And now we're having a cup of tea. So hope you enjoy watching. I'm just having a little check of my forced rhubarb, which is under this pot. See how it's doing with these bricks. I'm a bit worried, like, in case there's some little gaps, if that'll make a difference, whether it won't do as well if there's any light getting in. So I'm going to cover it, but look at that. How awesome is that? And that's the forced rhubarb. Can you see those stems? And they are up to about there. So that's how tall they are compared to this rhubarb, which is from the same clump. The clump next door, but you know what I mean, the same variety, the same sort of time. So whereas that one is right down there, this one is up to here, and we're going to be able to harvest that much sooner. So what I'm doing is I've just got an old compost bag here. I'm just going to put that over the top. Sorry about the camera. I'm just going to put that over the top and then pop my bricks back on top of there, just to make sure we're excluding all the light. There we go. It doesn't look pretty, but it's effective. So, I'm here in the greenhouse. I'm doing a bit of seed sowing. I'm going to be sowing some Kalettes. I've got these from Johnson's. They're an F1 variety. So that means that they're not open pollinated. You can't collect your own seed from these and be sure that they're going to come true. Basically it's two different parent plants, as I understand it, that are cross-pollinated to make this. So you have to buy seed, is the upshot of that. So I've ordered these. They very helpfully come with this little plant label on the back for me to use, which is quite nice. I like that. I'll stick that on there. And you get about 25 seeds, I think, in here. So I've got some modules here I'm going to plant into. I didn't grow these last year. I did grow them the year before and we absolutely loved them. And then I just didn't grow them last year. I don't know why, but I didn't, and we've missed them because it's this kind of time of year when you would be harvesting them. So I am sowing now so that next year I will have lovely Kalettes. So you can harvest sometimes from the autumn as well. I think it just depends. Maybe because I'm sowing them a bit earlier, I'll get a harvest in the autumn. I'm rambling a bit here, aren't I? Right, so here we go. The very small seeds, as most brassicas are. Most brassica seeds are these little tiny balls. Got some nice dirty gloves on, but I'll just move that up to try and show you. So can you see there? These little tiny balls, balls of seed. They're really small. They're not, you know, like dust seeds like chamomile or something, but still pretty small. I'm going to attempt to put one in each module just because I don't really want to have to thin them, because you don't get so many seeds. I don't want to waste any, and I don't really need this number of Kalettes. I won't have room for them, so I'm assuming they won't all germinate. If they do, I'll have some spares to share with some of the allotment friends, but the ones that do grow then will be nice and strong and just in their own pot to start with. So here we go. These are quite nice to kind of roll, so that makes it slightly easier for sowing. Any more in there? No? Need one more. Okay, there we go. And I'm just sowing them quite near the surface because they're only small seeds, so they don't need to go deep. Just quite near the surface, just make sure they've got contact with the soil. And just pack them down a little bit. There we go. And I'll just give them a water. and hopefully some of them will come up, and I've got enough seed for next year. Most seeds will last quite a few years. The only ones that won't, that you really need to buy fresh for each year or collect your own the year before, are carrot and parsnips. You can collect your own seed from both of them. Just leave your best carrot or your best parsnip in the ground and let them flower, and then collect the seed, and then the following year. So it's kind of an ongoing cycle, or you can just buy fresh each year. Try different varieties. So there we go, Kalettes. So these Kalettes that I've just sown are basically, they grow a bit like a sprout. They're like a blown sprout or a teeny tiny cabbage. And the taste is somewhere between a cabbage and a sprout, but they are this beautiful colour, as you can see. Now, just to show you, these are my pretty pathetic sprouts. And as you can see, some of them have blown. So this is what the Kalettes would be like, and this is how you would harvest them. But they're much bigger than this, usually maybe 2 or 3 times the size of that. And there are a lot more leaf in them. So as you can see, they're kind of frilly, and you get a more dense little mini cabbage. I mean, these blown sprouts are perfectly good to eat. Obviously a different texture to a normal sprout because they're not as solid, but still really tasty.
good. Smells nice too.
It smells nice, obviously.
That smells nice. Can you eat it?
Yeah.
Might
It's a
try
bit
it.
dry, but you can eat it. I think.
I didn't really eat much, so I don't know. They're strong.
Is it strong? Right. So here's my broad beans. It's a very exciting time when you're planting out for the first time in spring, and it's lovely to be putting green into this bed. This is a bed that you saw in a previous video that is a no-dig bed, so you can see the cardboard here, and I've just put a thin layer of compost over the top. As you can see, my broad beans are a bit on the leggy side, a bit wobbly. I'm sure they'll be fine. I started them off indoors a few weeks ago because I haven't had much success with autumn sown broad beans in the past, so I tend to plant them in spring, but because they were in a warm place they've kind of shot up really fast, which isn't ideal. They'd be better if they were bushier, shorter plants at this point, but I think they'll grow okay. To help with that, because obviously we don't want them flopping over and being prey to pests like slugs and stuff, I'm going to use these poles. I've been very kindly sent these poles. I'll put a link below to show you where they came from. They're metal, so they should be really hardy and last for years and years and years, and they'll be perfect for propping up these broad beans. I've also been sent this very nifty tool. It's, can you turn that box over, darling? What's it called? A tape tool. It's called a tape tool. Here it is, a tape tool. So just get some rain, let me stick the hood up. And basically I think what this does is tie your plants to the supports with this bit of ribbon. Now they have got in touch with me, and unfortunately this ribbon isn't biodegradable, but they are looking into possible alternatives, so that's really good. It's quite fiddly sometimes to be able to tie your plants to the supports. If you've got nimble fingers, that's not a problem, but if you've got a lot of plants to do, this could make life a lot quicker. But also I think if you are struggling at all with your hands, like some people, if you've got arthritis in your hands, or you know, you're just struggling a little bit with being as nimble, this is really easy to use. So I'm just going to show you how to use it. Sometimes the odd gadget in the garden makes life easier. Okay, so here's my broad beans. I'm going to be planting these about 30 centimetres apart. That gives them plenty of room to grow, plenty of flowers, and I'm just digging straight through the cardboard. It's nice and soggy, and I'm going to pop them in there. So I've been growing them in these modules. Hopefully we've got, that one's a bit tricky to get on. Let's try this one. There we go. So as you can see, plenty of roots. It's just starting to curl round, so it's definitely the right time for planting. Another amazing gardener, Steph Hafferty, gave me a little pointer this week that they really need planting out, so here we are, Steph, I am doing it. So the support's going in next door, and then if I show you, you literally just put the tape across your plant and press, and that's it, and it kind of staples just behind. I'll show you a close-up of that as well. So that's it, super easy. And as the plant grows up, there's enough room there that it just grows up, and then I can attach it further up the pole. Let's do the rest of those. What do you say, super? easy, that isn't it? Ooh. And then you just click for another bit of. Ooh, it's not doing it now. See, I said it's super easy. Oh, there we go. And it just holds on. Press it again, it clicks for another bit of ribbon. Right, that one might need an extra one, I think. Ah, so using it the other day. I'm picking it up all. I'll put it in and you can do the hefty too. So when you do it, I think just see how that holds it, so don't pick it all the way, and then it holds the tape.
Do it a bit higher, I think, Sita.
That's it.
Very nice. Don't you like the tool?
To sow our carrots, we like to make some seed tapes. These are really expensive to buy, but they're super easy to make yourself. You just need some tissue, some water, and your seeds. First, cut your tissue into long strips. These should be around about 5 to 10 centimetres wide. You can also use toilet roll and just pull off a piece the length you want. Any tissue at all is suitable for this. These came from a serviette. You can also use napkins, kitchen roll, anything you like. Next, fold your piece of tissue in half lengthways, just so you can see the crease. And then get your seeds. I was kindly given some seed collections for Christmas, and so I have a few little packets of different types of carrot seed. So this will be a great way to use them because I can put different carrot seeds on different tapes. These are some atomic red seeds. The seeds are really small for carrots, so it's easier to use the seed tape than to sow individual carrots. One of the main problems when growing carrots is the carrot root fly. This fly is attracted to the scent of the carrots. By making these carrot seed tapes, you can evenly space the seeds so that there's no need to thin the carrots. Other ways to avoid the carrot root fly is to put a very fine netting over the carrots when they're growing, or to plant the carrots in a planter that's raised up so it's at least 3 feet off the ground. The carrots flies fly really close to the ground, so this avoids them reaching your carrots. Just take some water, dip your finger in it, and make little blobs of wet all along the tissue. You want to do this at the spacing you want your carrots to grow. We want quite nice big sized carrots, so we're making the spacings about 2 inches apart. If you want smaller carrots, you can make your spacings smaller. Then just take one seed and place it on each little wet patch. We're going to be planting these seed tapes straight away, so there's no real need for them to be sticky as such. But if you wanted to make these in advance, I would recommend stirring in some flour in with the water. This acts as kind of a natural glue, so you can put the floury water into the patches as you go along, put the seed into that, and then once you fold over your tissue paper, it will stick. And instead of just sticking as it will here with the water just for a few minutes, it'll stick for a bit longer with the flour mixture. Once you've folded over the seed tape, Imogen's just adding a few little bits more water just to make sure it sticks together long enough to be planted in the ground so that the seeds don't fall out. Making a few seed tapes, you might just want to write on the variety of seed that you are sowing. Then you just simply lay them on the ground where you want them to grow, either in a pot or straight on the soil outside, and cover them with some compost. Our next job was to deal with the very large pile of sticks that we've accumulated in the compost pile. We've been doing quite a bit of chopping back the fruit bushes and just general growth and clearing beds, and this has resulted in a lot of brown waste, which will take a very long time to decompose. So we do have a couple of areas where we dump sticks at the back of the plot for wildlife, but we're just getting too many. So we're taking these down to our community compost area. It's always nice to find a bit of inspiration on other people's plots. This community plot has this amazing bug hotel, complete with blackbird. And somebody's built the most amazing bean tunnel. It looks like it's from bits of metal, maybe rebar, I'm not sure, and canes. But it looks very sturdy indeed. Back in the compost, I'm delighted to find that I've got some jelly ear or wood ear growing. This is an edible mushroom. It's really easy to slice and dehydrate, and then you can rehydrate it in stock, and it takes on all the flavour of that stock, and it's really good in stir fries and things. So some of these don't look the best, but I'm going to take some of the little ones back home with me. We have good intentions this year to do much better with the compost. So Immy's getting into the compost pile here. She's going to try and move a lot of the sticks and things that are still in here to one side to hopefully expose some decent compost underneath that we can use. Probably as a mulch. I don't think it might be good enough to sow seeds into. I imagine it's going to be a bit rough, but anything is better than nothing. So yeah, I'm letting her do the hard work. It is perfectly possible to add sticks and things like that to your compost. It's just a lot better if you can break them down into smaller pieces first. So if you have a wood chipper, which sadly we don't, that's a really good way. You can just pop all your sticks and branches through the wood chipper. That can go straight on your compost and it'll break down much quicker. But if you have whole sticks like this, it's going to take a very, very long time. So I'm removing the bigger sticks. We're moving over the smaller ones to one side, you can see here. And the aim is to just get one side of the compost pile that we can keep adding to, and that we can remove what's in the bottom of the other side. And despite complete neglect, this compost heap has actually produced compost. Look at that, it looks amazing.
Are you watching? So I'll do a bit and you do a bit. So you don't want to kind of shake it about too much because it's quite a wide amount. Basically, you just pour some on there. And then you just move it around on here.
Where do the roots are going to?
Some of them will, but then we can do it again if need be. And then that, let's go back on the table.
Can I show?
Yeah. And then this we can put through again and get some more bits, see? But we'll do that after. Just do a little bit at a time. Go over there. That's alright. Maybe put some over there.
No.
I don't know, just like that.
Wait, so I just get these seeds.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, good.
And then if we put that back in the bucket and we do it again.
Oh.
Yeah, so we get us a little sleeve. There you go. Do you want this, darling?
Ow.
The lid to it, I think. That all looks pretty good now. Okay. And then if we put that back on.
These stick.
We just, oh God, if we just take it off a minute, just hold that. Okay, and then we can just get out the big cell.
We don't get very much, but yeah.
Don't move it too much if we can.
Do it really gently and then I'll put it to compost.
Okay.
There's still loads of roots.
Yeah, just pick some of them out, I think.
I'll do this.
Oh, that's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for mulch then.
What's mulch?
Mulch is when you know, the no dig thing where you put the grass on top.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I think we need a smaller grate.
We did have a stick, but I don't know what it is. So if we just push that up there. Cool. Okay, a bit more here.
Look, like all them sticks just go through. It's kind of.
Yeah, we have to pick them out, won't we? And then
Got snail shells and all sorts in here.
So push that to that side.
Oh, you know, yeah, you could do that as well. Do this instead of putting that all back on there. Do this.
Very good.
Let's put this last bit on.
Yeah. Lovely. Beautiful.
Perfect.
Okay. Beautiful. I think that's pretty good for you. Yeah. Right. Let's put it on the bed then. Yep. Please.
Can I put it on my bed? Do you not want it?
Let's see what your bed looks like.
It's
See if it
pretty
needs
ugly,
it.
actually.
Is it? Hi, so while I was at the B&M today, it's not really a supermarket, is it? There were these amazing blueberries. These are top hat blueberries for £1. So obviously I couldn't leave those on the shelf, so I have 2 blueberries. And I'm going to plant those in this bed with this existing blueberry because blueberries pollinate much better when they are with other blueberries, so you get a much better crop. So I've been making some leaf mould here which doesn't want to be moved, so I'm thinking I'm just going to put one over here and I'm going to put one kind of here, and they should be fine. I'll keep them small enough. That one's been in there ages and that's only at that size, so I think they should have enough space here. So I'm just going to take them out of the pots, and as expected they're a little bit root bound but not too bad, and I'm going to plant them in here. Blueberries like ericaceous compost, so the way to achieve that, if you don't want to buy ericaceous compost, is to mulch with something that's acidic. So I am going to mulch this bed with the remains of our old Christmas tree, and that will make the soil in this bed ericaceous, basically. Much cheaper than buying ericaceous compost. There's also lots of poached eggplant in this bed, so that's going to be really pretty really soon, with loads of flowers and hopefully loads of bees, because the bees really love it. Okay, so 2 new blueberry plants for £2 instead of 17. Bargain. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed what you've seen so that you can watch some more of our allotment journey. I hope that you're having a good time in your garden this weekend. Bye.